Welcome back to another sports vlog by Luck from the Space. Now you know what this episode is going to be about. You already know what time it is. The LA Lakers are the NBA 2019-2020 champions. They did it in the bubble. They did it for Kobe. Who was going to stop them? Nobody. Because they're the LA Lakers champions. Alright, so let's get into the haters. For the people that said the LA Lakers didn't win a champion, it was the easiest championship you could have won because it was in a bubble this year. They didn't have to travel to team arenas, they didn't have to deal with fans. But let's break it down. Round 1, they played against the hottest team in the bubble, the Portland Trail Blazers, and took them out in 5 games. Lillard was the hottest player, Portland was the hottest team. They beat them. Check. Round 2, they beat the Houston Rockets in their small ball. They revolutionized how not playing with a center, and they beat them in 5. Check. Round 3, they didn't get to play the Clippers, and people give them a lot of crap because, oh, they didn't beat the best team in the West. They don't deserve to be champions because they didn't play them. Is it their fault that the Clippers couldn't finish the job against Denver? No, it's not. But since Denver beat them, the Lakers beat Denver. Therefore, they beat the second best team in the West, Denver. Check. Now, the finals matchup, I can say it was a little lopsided. Not that many people thought it would be a challenge, but they played the Miami Heat. The Heat were the hottest team coming out the East. They beat the Bucks, who were favored to win the finals, or one of the favorites to get into the finals and win. They beat the Milwaukee Bucks in the second round. Then they defeated the Boston Celtics. They just couldn't beat the Lakers, and that's because the Lakers were the better team in all NBA. Clearly, they didn't have any troubles. They won in 5 first round, won in 5 second round, won in 5 the third round, and then it took 6 games, but they did it. In that last game, it wasn't even close. They defeated Miami. It didn't, like, they played no games. They just came in, did their job, and finished it. Like Kobe was said, the job isn't finished until you won, and they finished it. So how did the Lakers become the best team in the NBA this season? Well, for one, they have, depending on your ranking, they have 2 of the top 5, top 10 players. Again, depending on your ranking, on one team. AD and LeBron James. You can't stop that duo, okay? A lot of people have them ranked top 5. If you have 2 top 5 players on your team, you're not going to beat them. I don't care who you have. You're just not going to beat them unless you yourself have 2 top 5 players yourself. You're not going to beat that team at all. And another thing that they did differently from everybody else in the league, ever since the Warriors won their first championship with Steph Curry, the Splash Bros, Draymond Green, going small ball, everybody was shifting to small ball. Everybody but the Lakers this season. Lakers fought their way through the playoffs being bigger than everybody, bullying their way through the playoffs. When you have AD at the 4 and you can slide in JaVale McGee or Dwight Howard in the 5, you're not going to be able to contain any of them. If you choose to stop AD, Dwight's going to eat. If you choose to stop Dwight, AD's going to eat. And when you have LeBron being the facilitator, you're just not going to stop that team. It's just unstoppable. It's not going to happen. Can the Lakers repeat next year? I think they can, but let's break down what's going to be different next year. Next year, the Warriors are back at full health. They have Steph Curry and Klay coming back, a healthy Draymond Green, and they also have a top 3 pick in the NBA draft. There are going to be problems for sure. I easily see the Warriors being a top 3 team next year. Then next, you have KD and Kyrie coming back for the Brooklyn Nets. I see them coming out of the East. And again, what I said earlier, if you have 2 top 5 players on your team, I see KD and Kyrie being in my rankings, they're up there. They're top 10, top 5. They can cause some drama. They can be a problem for the Lakers. I see them coming out of the East, and it can be a Nets versus Lakers matchup. We can see Kyrie versus LeBron. That will be a wonderful finals matchup. So they can be a problem. If the Bucks finally get an A1 run mate for Giannis, I can see them being in the finals. But I don't think they have enough power to take over the Lakers if they see the Lakers in the finals. Again, the Lakers are coming out the West unless the Warriors draft Wiseman maybe in the NBA draft. Miami, they can be back if they get just like the same thing as the Bucks. getting Giannis a partner, if they get Jimmy Butler a partner, not the supporting cast for the Miami Heat works for Butler. He brought them to the finals. He just needs that one more piece to help them win. And if they get that, they can be a problem. The Clippers are essentially the same. Hopefully we get our Western Conference Finals matchup between a 7-game series between the Lakers and the Clippers. I think it'll be beautiful, but I still see the Lakers edging out the Clippers. Just because I don't think PG and Kawhi are going to be, they might be broken down by that point if they keep resting and not finishing out the season strong. Denver is going to come back stronger. They will be a year more experience gained, so they will definitely be a problem. So out of those teams that I listed, those are my top teams coming out next year. The Lakers, the Warriors, the Nets, Miami Heat, Milwaukee Bucks, LA Clippers, and Denver. I still see the Lakers being the top team and repeating because I'm just biased like that. I'm a Laker fan. So, yep, closing today's vlog. You heard it here. Lakers did it for Kobe. They're the NBA champs, and they will repeat next season.